So it's that sort of phrase that keeps you moving. But my strength is gone.
Minshara. That's what you're hearing.
You know what I hear a little bit in his voice? I literally hear a past tense of a draw.
A little tsunami?
I hear a little Drew in his voice a little bit. I thought it was them for a second.
Oh, okay. Welcome to This Week in Gashouse, the 3rd edition. Is this the 3rd week of January? No, we missed the 1st week of January, I guess. We're starting fresh.
Just the 3rd podcast.
Okay. Close enough, though. We're pretty close.
True.
We're going to let you know what happened this week on Gashouse and what's happening next week on Gashouse. If you're unfamiliar.
We call this podcast Letting Out a Little Gas.
Damn it, why didn't we think of that before?
I don't know.
This is actually the few Maker's Marks and a couple yards Philadelphia's edition. So we'll see how this goes. If you're not familiar with Gashouse, we're an internet radio station blending original talk shows, music. The music's pretty much half and half independent and underplayed mainstream. And our show, Gashouse Live, is like the flagship show, weekdays 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's a culmination of the entire station. It's a very interactive show at Gashouse Radio on Twitter. We've got gashouseradio.tumblr.com. Find us on Facebook. We do a lot during the day. The chat room is where it's at 5 to 7. And even all the other shows, which are mostly weeknights after 5 o'clock. From 5 o'clock on, we're usually live. We've got a couple shows here and there throughout the day, but
we kind of don't stop, is what you're saying.
No, we're all the time. We're everywhere.
We bring it.
So this podcast, kind of a summary of last week.
You thought you were messing with Gashouse? If you give us like 2 or 3 days, you're not messing with us anymore. You're hooked.
Exactly.
And
all
that's
right.
it.
So this was our featured band of the week this past week. That's now over if you're listening to this. Minshara, they're Harrisburg, PA band. Interesting sound. Like, this song sounds kind of alt-rock. They got a song that's heavier. They got a song that's lighter. They're all over the place, which I like. It's hard to define them into one genre, which makes a good band. So these guys were in heavy rotation all week long. You heard them at the beginning of every Gashouse Live. And now, speaking of Gashouse Live, we had a big week, didn't we? Major event happened on Gashouse Live this week.
We retired him.
Another retiree. Yes. Amber Ladd, extremely talented artist out of Boston, Massachusetts. And we do this thing on Gashouse Live called Band vs. Band. It's like the main part of the show. It's a 2-hour show. This is a big chunk of it. We take 2 independent artists and match them up head-to-head in 3 rounds. Each round we play 1 song from each band. We have thumbs up and thumbs down buttons on our player page on the Gashouse Radio Android app and the Gashouse Radio iPhone app. And our listeners vote during these 3 rounds. And then at the end of the show, whichever of the 2 artists has the most positive votes moves on to the next day. And if an artist does that 15 shows in a row, they're a retired champion. They're just out of Band vs. Band. You can't touch them. Done. They're champions. And we'll see them at the end of the year when we do our tournament, our bracket. More on that later on in the year. So this is only we started this in January of last year. We did it all of 2012. And in that year, we had 5 people, or 5 bands, I should say, become retired champions. It's only January. We already have our first one, and that's Amber. That happened on Thursday. But before we get to that, we should have not told you that. We should have built up the suspense.
We should have.
We weren't thinking. That's okay. All right. So before that, let's go back to Monday. Okay?
Okay.
What happened on Monday? I'll tell you what happened.
Mumford & Sons?
No. Tom Lark. Whoops.
I was looking at what's playing on the real station.
Nope. This is Tom Lark here. Tom Lark is an artist that we don't know anything about. I'm not sure where he's from. We got his album
He's
in a
from
mail.
Larksville.
Larksville? Oh, well, that settles that.
Last Train to Larksville. He wrote that song.
Oh, he did? Mm-hmm. Well, he's big then. He's big time. He is a very talented artist, and he's in regular rotation now. A lot of people liked him. Got a lot of positive votes, but not enough to knock out Amber. He was Amber's challenger on Monday.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, it was a good show. We have 3 songs from him, and all 3 are good. Unfortunately, it was a bad time for Tom Lark to enter Band vs. Band because Amber was on a tear. And this was her last week. She wasn't going to let this one go. So, on the show, we also talked about the chili cook-off we went to last weekend with Mr. DC of BCDC presents That's How We
We were
Roll.
killing it with BC and DC at the chili cook-off contest as the official judges of the judgers to make sure that there was no foul play. And who won?
DC won the whole chili
God
contest.
damn it.
DC is one of the
We know.
co-hosts of our Monday night 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time show called That's How We Roll. It's hosted by BC and DC. And DC cooked a hell of a bowl of chili. And he was that Sunday beforehand, he was in a contest. So we talked about that a little bit. We talked about the funeral that happened. Remember
What?
His last request was to go through to
yeah,
have a Whopper.
Getting a Whopper
And
on?
so the whole funeral procession went through the drive-thru like a bunch of assholes.
I think that's so classy. It wasn't the whole funeral. It was just the hearse.
No, it was the whole procession.
The funeral pulled up, and the hearse went around, and then they continued. It's still kind of jerk off.
It's a jerk off. So we talked about that, and then of course we talked about that nightclub fire. That was just terrible, and just oh man, can you imagine being responsible for that?
The band was.
I know.
They shot flares.
I mean, to be responsible for 200 something people dying and dying in such an awful way. Ugh, horrible.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. So in addition to Band vs. Band, every episode of Gashouse Live, we bring you new music, brand new independent artists, at least 2, sometimes 3. This is one of them we brought to you on Monday. This is Franz Arp, Love and Animation. Let's hear a clip, and then we'll go to the next one. Love and Animation by Franz Arp.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. So this is one of the ones we brought you.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did we debut? I'm not going to be able to remember.
The Circus Kids.
You think no? No.
Barnum and Bailey's Bangin' Circus.
That's on Tuesday. We'll get there.
The bootleg Black Circus.
No, it was a band called Happy Daggers. We brought you Franz Arp. This is Happy Daggers right here. Song's called Closer.
That's nice.
I like doing this podcast because it gives me a second chance to hear a little bit of each band. Because in addition to your votes, I also vote. Meaning, if a song's awful, I'm taking it out. You're never going to hear it on Gashouse again. But I like this song. And I don't remember what the votes were particularly for this song. I can go look it up. But I like this song, so I'm going to put it into regular rotation.
Do it.
But at the
No
same
one
time,
can tell you no.
if our regular listeners who listen during the day hear this song, don't like it, they hit thumbs down, and I check the votes and I see that, it's out. You know?
I hear you.
It's a very interactive station, even when we're not live.
What if you really like it? Do you still let him get that off?
If it's only like 1 or 2 votes, it's like, maybe some guy just had a beef with Happy Daggers.
All right.
So let's go to Tuesday. So Amber won against Tom Lark on Monday. Amber moved on to face the Carnival Kids on Tuesday.
I called him the right thing?
No, you said circus.
Shit.
You come out the woods where the chemicals mix in the sun. I could tell you the truth, but the truth is that I'm not the one. I don't believe in a certain patterns of things.
This band is from Poughkeepsie.
New York?
Poughkeepsie, New York. #1 alternative band in Poughkeepsie.
No shit.
Yep. Very good band. These guys are in regular rotation. Again, almost everybody that Amber faced got a really, really good reaction.
A really stiff ass whooping. No, you know why? I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. Because Amber's positive as shoots.
She's fucking positive as
Yeah,
shit.
she's fucking positive as shoot.
No, she is, and
I know.
everyone gets supportive of each other, and it's really nice.
I know. I played the Amber song today, headphones, because it's her best song. We're
Not according to the top 10 countdown.
all right. Well, if I listen to music like an old Jewish producer with a turtleneck on, like the guy that goes hot sizzling in the Dre video, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's how I listen to music, and headphones is a hit.
Right.
No doubt, headphones is a hit. It's the biggest hit I've heard from her. Did she have a poppier song that we didn't play?
No,
in her
she has
15-day run.
She has 2 other songs that are equally poppy.
All right, I'll have to listen to them.
Well, we'll hear one a little bit later.
My turtleneck on.
Yeah, get your turtleneck ready. We'll hear it later.
I got it.
But Carnival Kids, they got they got high votes, high number of votes, not enough to beat Amber, but enough to be in regular rotation for a lot. Carnival Kids music on Reverb Nation, and you can get a couple downloads from there. So, in addition to the band versus band with Amber Ladd versus Carnival Kids, we talked about Justin Bieber with the titty grab picture. That was kind of big news in the music world that day.
It was.
And you know what
the
happened?
Titty grab, and I agree. I like Bieber more for the titty grab. He's kind of turning into like a.
No, I think that picture was just a fluke
photo
picture.
op?
No,
what about
I think
when
it was
he
a
pulled
fluke
out his
picture.
ass?
I don't know about the ass thing.
He mooned the shit before he put a photo of his ass on Instagram, and they made it, and his people deleted it. It was really his ass crack. It was good. It was a good moon. No lie.
That's funny.
I think, and he got caught smoking weed on like a month basis. I'm giving him like I'm pulling out my crystal ball, but he's turning into like a 1988 Beastie Boy. He's turning into Fight for Your Right to Party Bieber.
You think you're giving him a lot of credit comparing him to a Beastie Boy.
That bad album though. That album. I don't give any Beastie Boys get minus points for that album.
The Fight for Your Right.
They might have had to go through it. Yeah, ill communication.
I don't remember which.
No, it was something with communication. Ill communication is the good one.
I don't remember what it is, but their punk album before that was even worse, so they had to do that to get.
No, it's not true. The punk album is all their early stuff they released after Shake Your Head.
They were a punk band before they were hip hop.
But some old bullshit was a bunch of punk music that they recorded in the early days, but didn't release till after Check Your Head.
Right, and
which is So What You Want.
And I'm saying that stuff's awful.
I would rather listen to that album than
Fight for Your Right.
Yeah, that album sucks.
Okay, I understand. I'm not huge into Beastie Boys.
That album makes me embarrassed to be. I think that album embarrasses. I know that album embarrasses the Beastie Boys, and it makes me embarrassed to be a Beastie Boys fan.
Okay.
It's terrible. But that's what Bieber's turning into. That's why we started talking about this. Bieber's turning into a Fight for Your Right Beastie Boy.
Okay.
Mark my words. He's going to get a little clique together, and they're going to be jerk-offs.
We'll see what happens.
He's got his name, his name's Lil something, is the guy that he tried to push the weed charge off on, or his people did anyway. It was like the black kid he was smoking weed with it was a dude that was driving his car. Oh, he did that shit too. He hit the paparazzi with the car, but he
had nothing to do with it.
It was his black friend, Lil whatever, and they were allegedly smoking weed hours before the crash. So he got in trouble for that before he got caught smoking weed. So I'm telling you, Bieber's trying to get his street card up. He's going to be a Fight for Your Right Beastie Boy. He's going to start really wilding out. He's going to get a click, and guess where you heard it here?
Okay.
Right here, Gashouse Live the podcast.
So that was a big part of Tuesday.
I keep looking at the chat room like
somebody's going to
say something about what I'm saying.
I know. We might want to turn that off maybe even.
I know.
Because then I was looking like, this isn't Primus, My Name is Mud.
I know. I did that earlier when I asked you what the band was.
This is Denise Dow, another one that we debuted on Tuesday. Not part of Band vs. Band, but debuted. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is Ellen the Felon. Denise is later. I'm sorry. Ellen the Felon. This is Acid Trip.
Oh.
In addition to the Bieber thing, we talked about we had an Injustice for All, which is a segment we do sometimes where we have a story about figuring out who's right and who's wrong in the news story. Something big in the news. And this was about a couple that loved the 50 Shades of Grey book, and they did some S&M stuff.
Nope.
And
you're kind of right, but it's not the couple. The chick enjoyed it, and the guy was
no. I didn't say who enjoyed it. I was just saying it was a couple. They wanted to do the 50 Shades of Grey.
You said they enjoyed the 50 Cents of Grey novel. I bet you the dude just read it because the girl wanted to have dirty 50 Shades of Grey sex. But I'm sorry, you're right.
Anyway, they ended up getting into some really rough sex or something like that, and ended up filing charges or something. It turned into a huge debate on the show.
Oh, you want me to tell you what happened?
Go ahead.
All right. He tied her up. He told her to get a tattoo of property of XX, like Dick Wimmer, perhaps. Property of Dick Wimmer tattoo.
The same Dick Wimmer that's on Tumblr, dickwimmer.tumblr.com.
Yep.
Okay.
Same dude.
Just checking.
So she got the tattoo of his name, Dick Wimmer, and he didn't approve of it. So he tied her up in like the same way he read from the book. He read some shit out of the book and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna tie her up like this." She read the book. This gets her horny. I'm gonna do this. That's what I mean. This whole thing is bizarre. So he tied her up, and he started whipping the shit out of her with the rope, and she didn't enjoy it, and she forgot the safe word "red." So she just started screaming, and after a few 30 seconds to a minute, he realized, she's not liking this. I'm really whipping the shit out of her. He stopped, and she sued him.
Yeah, and won, right? Or no, he won.
He won.
He won.
Because they had a contract and everything.
Yeah, so it was a big debate. I think Izzy got mad at you from your response. I think she was mad, or maybe she just had a bad day, but I noticed there was some tension. She was a little angry in the chat room.
Oh, because Izzy, no, I swear, she acts like she knows, I don't know if she does. She needs to step up and tell me, bitch, I know because I know all this bondage and fucking BDSM stuff. And I'm like, oh, I don't think, that's not what I know, read and seen in videos and what I know. And she gets mad about it. Like, if she would say something and be like, that's not how it really is. I'd be like, okay, well, why do you know that? She just says, that's not how, and like open-ended.
Well, that was a heated debate on the show.
She's from Danish.
She's from the country of Danish?
Yeah, she's a Danish, so maybe that's why.
No.
She's from Denmark.
So that was Tuesday's show.
She likes that metal, and maybe she knows some shit we don't know, but she needs to tell us.
Well, we also debuted this band, Rucky Punch. A song called Shithead. Kind of got like a
that's nice
old punk sound to him.
I like it.
Like almost Op Ivy. Like that kind of like DIY recording. So let's move on. Wednesday, Amber Ladd beat Carnival Kids on Tuesday. Amber Ladd faces Satire Saints.
That's nice.
This was her toughest challenge of all 15 days.
Sinner Saints?
Satire Saints.
I called them Sinner, didn't I?
Yes.
Fuck them. Sorry, that's not nice.
These guys have a hell of a following, and it came down to like the last round, and it was a difference of like 3 or 4 votes from what I remember. I mean, it was scary because this was Amber's second to last day. This is Amber's 14th day on this band versus band thing we're doing. And Satire Saints, we debuted them a few weeks prior, and they had a nice response, so we put them in band. I mean, I figured they'd do all right. I didn't know they would do that good, where it was like, holy shit, they're going to beat Amber.
Because we fix it.
Yes, because we fix every one of them. Yes.
I hate when we get accused of fixing things.
I don't think we ever... some stupid bands, like young bands, dumb bands.
They accuse us?
It's happened in the chat room before. Or not even the bands, but the fans of the bands. Like, oh, this is bullshit. There's no way. You guys... And it's like, think about it. We want the band that's going to bring the most people to the show, period. Bottom line.
Fucking Sam Page tried to accuse us of cheating. He reported us to NAMBLA.
NAMBLA.
Did you see what I wrote to him?
No.
I wrote him back. I was like, that's a pretty good move, but we are NAMBLA, bitch. That's what I wrote.
Well, we'll get to that. So this is Satire Saints right here.
That's weird. We're not going to get to that. We're not going to get to NAMBLA.
Well, we'll get to Sam Page.
We're not going to get to ever being the real leaders of NAMBLA. That's not going to happen.
We'll get to Sam Page.
All right.
So these guys, in addition to being in the band versus band, they were in the top 10 countdown for most of the month of January. And I believe this is February 1st, and we'll talk more about the top 10 countdown after the break. But I think they're already back in the top 10 countdown.
It's pretty nice.
So Satire Saints was on Tuesday. Also, this band, Glen Landing, that we debuted, that I'd like to hear a lot more from. This is a Philly band, very catchy, good songwriting. Again, Glen Landing. Here you go. If you remember, also on Wednesday, there was another hot topic.
You said we debuted these guys?
Yeah, Glen Landing.
Turn them down. We didn't. He's been out a long time, dude.
That's the wrong Glen.
He sang for the Misfits. Glenn Danzig.
It's the wrong Glen.
All
How
right.
dare you? This is so different than Glen Landing. Get that shit out of here.
I'm sorry. I get confused.
Well, if you know one Glen, you know them all.
What about the Rob Levis Glenn? Rob Levis.
Oh, but that's a Glen on his own.
Yeah, see, he's not one of them all.
You're right. I'm sorry. No, but the big debate on Wednesday.
When's Rob Levis on? Oh, 8 to 11 on Sunday nights.
Yes.
You can listen to that if you want.
The big debate on Wednesday was the teacher.
That promo killed it. You can listen to that if you want.
People are gonna be like, I have to now. I have to.
The teacher with the titties?
Yeah, the dumb teacher who. She's
What was
like
her name? Crazy
Crunk bitch or something.
Crazy
like
Crunk Bear.
Bear, yeah.
Bear.
Crunk Bear. She's like a 23-year-old high school student who like has this what she thought was a secret Twitter account that she posts pictures of herself saying like, "Oh, some kid's getting busted for weed in high school and I'm in the student or the teacher parking lot and I've got a bag in my car," some shit like that. Pictures of her smoking weed and drinking and naked pictures.
I've thought of that. I've been involved.
You trying to do the same thing if Crunk Bear? Really?
I've done the same thing as Crunk Bear. I never had weed in my car because that's stupid. But like, sometimes if you've ever smoked weed and like the drug dogs come in and you're like, fuck, I have a lighter in my pocket. I bet you there's that weird, I packed the bowl at the bottom of this lighter. I wonder if the dog's coming in. That might happen.
Oh my god.
To somebody.
That'd be awful.
That would be awful. And remember, but the argument you had with Crazy Crunk Bear is 23-year-olds shouldn't be allowed to teach high school. And then today, I pointed out that a 32-year-old got caught banging 7 15-year-olds over the course of a year. She was just on the regular.
Yeah.
Banging 7 of them. That means she was getting like more than one a week.
But
that's giving a 15-year-old one. Imagine if you had a vagina at your disposal when you were 15. Though, dude. You'd be.
You think it was really at your disposal? Not really.
It was. Imagine if you had like, if you just had a vagina when you were 15 that you knew you were gonna. I wonder. You could play a lot of head games with kids with that vagina, huh? No, I don't know. I'm just.
Well, my whole thing on it was not about like having sex or anything. It's just you're not at 23. You're not in a position to command respect from high schoolers.
It depends the way you carry yourself. Some 23-year-olds are. Crazy Crunk Bear is not.
Crazy Crunk Bear, surprisingly.
No, I mean,
not.
I know some 23. I know from my high school experience and from working in high school, I know there are some 23-year-olds that can totally handle it and command the respect. And there are some 23-year-olds that fuck their students. Did you know any kids? Did you know any dudes in high school that fucked female teachers? Because dudes fucking female students is creepy.
See, all of our female teachers were old and nasty, so it just didn't happen.
Yeah, but none were even like 35?
No.
Oh.
Like, not even close. I remember we had this one male teacher that was like 35, and I was like, whoa, this guy's young and crazy.
He's so hip, yo.
Yeah, he's almost like a friend.
We had that, and we had a teacher that I think, I can honestly say, I think me and a friend of mine, I still know him now, talk to him kind of regularly. We kind of ruined him because he used to let us go to fucking McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts during class as long as we brought him back something. At the end of that year, he was gone. He didn't get fired. We didn't get caught. But I think he was just like, these kids are never gonna care about me. He was like 29.
Yeah.
Like, these kids are. He teaches at he's a head football coach of one of the bigger high schools in the area, and he teaches at one of the bigger high schools in the area, but I think he couldn't handle it there. He couldn't handle us.
Yeah.
I was probably a handful, I can't lie.
Well, this is Denise Dow, who I mentioned earlier. This is another debut along with Glen Landing on Wednesday.
I looked at our player now and thought it was an SX. I did. Weird, like when I'm off during the day, I'll like pop in.
What's that?
Oh, we're going on the podcast?
We're still on.
Oh.
We don't turn off. This is straight through. No, this is a one-take pony here.
All right. Well, what I was gonna say is it's interesting. Since I was talking about NSX, I was looking at our player in the chat room, which is not what we're really listening to right now.
Right.
Right now we have NSX.
Right.
Don't change. It's a good tune. But I was thinking I have off during the day now and I'm awake and stuff, and I'll like just go in our chat room. People pop in and out. Like sometimes they're people you recognize, sometimes you never know.
Yeah, and they leave messages sometimes. It's awesome.
Well, I don't leave my chat room open consistently enough to get messages, really.
Yeah, this one in the studio is pretty much always open, so
yeah.
We usually get most of the messages.
Yeah, so that's cool, though.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, so moving on, Thursday.
It'd be cool if the show was live every hour of the day. The station, I mean.
Yeah, the station for sure. We'll get there. We just need a little bit more money. All right.
You want to know how to donate to us? Tell them, Dust.
There's a donate button right on the front page.
Boom!
Boom. It's not even a button. It's just a word that says donate.
Click it.
In like the menu bar.
And make it rain on us.
So here we are, Thursday. This is Amber's last day. She beat Satire Saints on Wednesday. Thursday, she's facing Sam Page. It's the last day of the month of January. It's the last day for Amber, whether she wins or loses. Will she retire, or will Sam Page knock her out?
We already know.
I know, but let me pull up some Sam Page.
And is the world passing me by? Or am I just about to fly?
Yeah, and you're going to hear more Sam Page later, and I'll explain that later.
Why?
Because this is from his new album, Breach.
No, tell us now.
No. So Sam Page, excellent contender. Had a lot of fun with it in the chat room. A lot of fun that day. A lot of people came in to see if Amber was going to do it. Because I'm telling you, she made friends with all of our regular listeners. A lot of the other bands that she's played against. A lot of the bands that regularly tune into Gashouse Live, weekdays 5 to 7. So it was a very cool day. It was a lot of fun. We debuted Jackson Vegas and Zen Drivers as well, which you'll hear in a little bit. But the main focus of that day was Amber, her last day. That and girl toilets. I'm sorry, not toilets, sinks. Remember the sinks with the girls' bottom?
Oh yeah, the butts.
The butts, yeah. We talked about that for a while. There's like these sinks.
They'd be way better.
And washing your hands after you pee.
Dudes don't wash your hands after you pee. So if they put like a girl's rump above the toilet with her legs going down, would you wash your hands more?
No, the sink, not the toilet.
Right. The sink, not the toilet.
So basically, when you stand at the sink to wash your hands, it's like you're pressing your junk
dick
up
against a fake butt.
A fake butt with legs and everything. Legs down to the floor, like she's bent over. It's
right.
So dumb.
And somebody said they would like it if you could put your paper towels in her asshole. So if that was cut out to go in a trash can, I believe that would be fun.
Analicious happened as well on Thursday.
Oh, you're right.
And it's not analicious, all right? We put this bulletin board up it wasn't even a bulletin board, it was a comment. Kronz posts a lot of things on Facebook throughout the day. And we talk about them on the show, and we talk about all the people that comment on them and stuff. And
her name was Annalicia, and Dustin read it and said analicious.
I did not say analicious.
You said Analucia.
I said Annalicia instead of Annalicia.
You said Annalicia.
I said Annalicia.
Because I remember definitely hearing anal and not looking at the word and being like, her name's not anal anything. That's not right.
So the chat room had a lot of fun with that. Basically, is what it comes down to.
Exactly.
And now there's a hashtag dedicated to it. And I appreciate that. I'm getting hashtagged analicious on Twitter all the time.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, that's great. So there was that. Thanks, Izzy and 420.
Shout outs.
420 Watch on Twitter. Darkest_skies on Twitter. You can hashtag them analicious if you'd like.
And send them pictures of your bits.
Yes, they love pictures of bits on Twitter. It's weird. They do. They love it. So try it out. See what they respond. But I suggest you try it. This was one of the debuts we did. Zen Drivers, comedy band from Lancaster. No, Harrisburg, but pretty close.
Man, you can do it. Go for it. Everyone in the club is getting down, bumping and grinding and shaking it around. I'm all alone and on the prowl, looking for some drinks for me to pound. You might have a girl.
Zen Drivers. They're actually up for the Hard Rock Rising thing, which a lot of the bands we're working with are. Hard Rock puts together that kind of like Battle of the Bands thing, online voting and stuff. So look them up, Zen Drivers, for the Hard Rock Rising.
That's great.
Probably different than any other band you're going to find in the Hard Rock Rising. That's for sure.
Freaking right.
And then we also had, which you're probably going to hear more of these guys as well, a band called Jackson Vegas.
Jackson Maxwell?
Jackson Vegas.
Maxwell Johnson.
We'll get to Maxwell.
I'm like, oh my God, this is the Kaiser Chiefs. Again, I'm looking at
I know,
the player.
it's weird. We should just turn that TV off.
Yeah, it does mess with me.
Yeah. Let's turn it off. There's not even anybody in there.
Let's clap it up. We had the Kaiser Chiefs on.
Yes,
on Band vs. Band this week, and they lost to Amber. I'm sorry, Amber's great, but I think the Kaiser Chiefs would probably win.
I don't know. These days, I don't know what they're doing these days.
They're Kaisering, making rolls.
So, Jackson Vegas, Some Kind of Stranger, another good band. So that was that was it. That was it. Amber beat Sam Page on Thursday, and she was retired. We had a big ceremony. I'll tell you what, though. She posted a screenshot of our chat room. Did you see that?
Sure.
She was moved by the fact that during that last song, everybody in the chat room wrote it. That's the name of her newest album, IT period, all lowercase.
I didn't write it.
Well, everybody except you wrote it.
Yeah,
and
I
me,
I do with that shit.
I missed it. I didn't see this happen. I saw the
I totally missed it.
The screen.
We must have been doing something great.
I think we were like
complimenting her.
No, it was during the third round of Band vs. Band.
I'm sorry.
We were probably going to the bathroom and getting something to eat.
That's probably it. Or looking at some bullshit on my phone. That's probably what was going on.
So
no,
she was very moved by that. And that was very cool.
She knows we love her. She knows we love Amber.
I thought that was really cool. Like I said earlier, a lot of people came by to say congrats, and she definitely deserves it. And we also mentioned this week that you'll be seeing Amber at Hebe Music.
That's pretty great.
March 22nd, she'll be live. Not only will she be live for a set at Hebe Music Friday night, March 22nd, but March 22nd, we're going to do Gashouse live from Hebe.
I'm going to have anxiety about that.
It's going to be weird. We're going to be in front of a studio audience. We're doing this, not this show, the podcast, but the Gashouse Live weekdays 5 to 7. We're doing it live on stage in front of the studio audience.
Let's do some inappropriate shit. Like, let's just have lines of white powder chalk, like, in front of
Is there
us.
anything that we can snort that's white that we won't get in trouble for?
Probably not. But that'd be really funny and awkward for everyone involved.
We just did it nonchalant.
Like, what the... And if anyone looks at us, like, what's wrong with you, pussy? Like, this is how we roll every day.
So she's going to come in.
Maybe we could bring Gavin in the high chair and put it on this high chair.
It would be appropriate. He hung out in studio a couple times these past couple weeks. It's been been
so
ridiculous.
Inappropriate. Babies and drugs are the worst combination ever.
So she's going to be on this show March 22nd, 5 to 7, live from the stage of Hebe Music in Mount Holly.
I'm excited for that.
It's going to be cool. And then the show ends at 7, and then later on that night, probably like 8:30 or 9, she's going to do her full set with the regular Hebe Music night.
I know most people don't know about this. I know about this. If you're in the chat room, you know about this. But Drew Drum 77 on Twitter, the drummer of Hiding Scarlet, said he's going to be in studio or in Hebe that night. And this is ridiculous, and I didn't even know it was possible, but he has worked out a whole interpretive dance for the song Headphones that he's going to perform live on stage with Amber that night.
That's sweet.
I know.
I'm looking forward to that.
You're looking forward to it.
That's a long trip for him. That'd be amazing if he came.
Would you let him sleep on the floor here?
We have an air mattress.
Exactly.
No, we have an air mattress.
He's not that. No, I'm just kidding. I would let him stay at my house. I have a spare bedroom that might just smell like cat piss bed.
There's somebody else. Was it Nick or was it Tony from When Words Fail? Somebody also said they're definitely coming. I think we're gonna have a nice crowd.
Nick said he was coming.
Nick, I think we're gonna have a nice crowd.
I would love it if Drew came.
Yeah, it's a hell of a trip.
And maybe if he brought some of his Hiding Scarlet members.
That's a long ride. I mean,
we
Jesus.
could find him a place to stay.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. If they play, all the violin players can sleep in my bed. You can have everybody else.
Okay. Cool.
And maybe the girl that's dressed in white and hands out the free MP3s.
Oh, from hiding. That was
She
nice.
can roll with me, too.
Yeah, she's nice.
I run this by my wife. She'll love it.
All right, so let's move on to Friday. Friday, 2 brand new people for Band vs. Band because Amber beat Sam, but Amber retired, so it's a fresh start.
You know what we call it on the show? A freshie.
A freshie? Okay.
It's a funny word, right?
So we did Shadow Play versus Maxwell Jackson. Not Johnson.
Dustin said Johnson today because he had a boner, and he was like, Maxwell Johnson. No, I'm just kidding. That's not funny.
Shadow Play's got a great album called Visions. They're currently on tour. So this is what you're hearing right now.
Are they really on tour from Mount Laurel?
Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They're in Chicago tonight, I think.
Chi-Town? Kanye?
So they're good.
You think they know Kanye?
Probably not.
I would love to know Kanye.
But they
Kanye's in Europe anyway. He performed the show last night in a straitjacket. God, if you knew anything, you would know that.
God, if you only knew anything.
Jesus, if you knew anything, you would know that Kanye performed the show, and I'm pretty sure it was Italy last night in a straitjacket.
Is that real?
Yeah. Totally. Why would I not know what Kanye did last night?
He's-
I love Kanye and Kim.
I can't stand either one of them. Like, ugh.
Do you know about the green screen thing?
I don't know if I do or not.
On the belly, green screen belly?
I have no idea what that means.
She's recording scenes with Keeping Up with the Kardashians with a green sash over her belly so they can green screen the baby the baby out.
Why?
Because they don't want the baby on the show at all. Kanye is being a real dick.
Even in the womb?
Yep. Kanye.
You gotta be kidding me.
It's Kanye. Kim loved being like controlled.
Told what to do because she's a moron.
Yeah, because she doesn't.
Because she's one of the dumbest people in the world.
No doubt. She loves being told what to do. And Kanye is just like, yo, your mother hates me and you love me. Let's go with this. I love Kanye. I don't
hate
think.
them both.
No, I don't hate on Kanye.
I can't.
You don't
stand
know
them.
Kanye. You don't know Ye like I do.
All right. Well,
But the point is, he also brought a mansion like 20 miles from their house. When Chris had their whole house picked out and was like, this is where you guys are going to live. You're going to be on the show.
the whole family's fucked. They're awful.
And
I don't
Kanye,
we have music to talk about.
You know what Yeezy said? No, we're not.
Ugh, and I'm so interested in their lives. So, Shadow Play versus Maxwell Jackson. This is Maxwell Jackson.
All right.
I'm gonna get back to ya.
So, Shadow Play from New Jersey. Maxwell Jackson from Sweden.
Schwedes.
Yes, and it was a close matchup. We had no clue what was going to happen with this one. Shadow Play took it. So Shadow Play is our current band vs. band champion.
We're halfway through now?
Yeah, that was it. Today we talked about the Super Bowl a lot because this is Super Bowl weekend.
You don't care. The
and we
winner
talked about,
and it's over.
And we talked about Blink-182 being assholes for the most part. That was about it.
Yeah, because all we need to say is because Blink-182 said they were too lazy to produce CDs.
Yeah, we were too lazy to produce physical copies of our new album, and we forgot to.
All right.
Yeah, we're not great businessmen. We're just punk rockers. That's all.
This week coming up.
No, you're not.
We got a week coming up, Dust.
Yep. So, do you want to, in honor of Amber, do you want to hear an Amber song?
I also would like to play. I subscribe to Spotify.
You sure do.
And I love it. And my top 3 songs of the week. Remember how I said we should play our favorite 3 songs, like one song of the week? I think it'd be really funny for you to hear my top 3 songs of the week. I can't lie because it's on Spotify. It keeps track. It's not me. So you can hear my top 3.
All right. So
not now, but let's hear Amber first.
So this is Amber. This is the last time we're going to play Amber on the podcast until December because this is in honor of her being the retired champion. This is also in honor of her being the #1 song in the top 10 countdown for January. This is the #1 song. So you love headphones? Apparently our listeners like this one a little bit more.
Oh.
It's called Repeats and Replays. So check this song out.
So I'm interested to hear a little something else.
Yeah.
Nice. All right,
check this song out. We'll come back. We'll tell you a little bit about what's coming up on Gashouse Radio. There we go.
That's nice.
The retired champion Amber Ladd. Congratulations. So she's done. By the way, this is Magnificent Birds of Prey, and we're also going to hear Jim and the Crickets. These were the two bands that we debuted on Friday. I forgot to mention before we played that song. And since this is a one-take podcast, we're going to put them in now. That's good because the way it's working out, I have a lot of bands scheduled for Band vs. Band next week, obviously. I have 5,
Right.
but they're not... Two or three of them aren't confirmed, so I'm not going to say that they're happening and later find out that they're not, because that's happened before on this podcast. It's only the 3rd episode, so I'm going to play you 2 that are definitely happening. I also want to play Magnificent Birds of Prey and Jim and the Crickets, 2 bands that we debuted as well. All right. So, before we get to that, I wanted a little bit of business to take care of, being a new month and all. And I want you to tell me what you think about this. It's important that we set goals and we stay on track, right, as a business?
Yeah. What you gonna do? Work the plan on me?
No plan.
It
has nothing to do with the plan. In the beginning of January, we had 3 goals, right? We wanted to add we always had a BMI license. We wanted to add the other license so we could play whatever we wanted, the ASCAP license.
We did.
So we wanted to do that. We wanted to order t-shirts for the station, and we wanted to start the intern process. So we got the license, number 1, check. T-shirts, we were waiting on an email, which we just got back now, so that's like 75% done. So it's not done. We can't check it off, but it's 75%. We did pretty good. Start the intern process. I sent an email out. I'm waiting for a response to find out the next step on how to do this. So that's got a long way to go, but at least it started. So that was January. We're doing okay. Now it's February. So in February, I want to finish the t-shirt process. We got to get these t-shirts done. I want to finish the intern process and set up. We need 2 interns. We need some help down here. You know what I'm saying? We need help for the show. We need help for the station. We need help for the live events. We need help. We can't do it just me and you.
Help.
Yes.
We do.
And the third thing I want to do is start the script writing show with 420 Watch. That's big number 3 in February.
Really?
So we have to set up a little meeting to make sure we have all the details worked out before we start it. And what this means is that we're going to have a show where we write a movie or TV series. I'm not sure which one it is yet because I'm not sure how this works. We have the plot basically figured out, like an outline pretty much, but we want the writing to be a communal process. We want to do it like once a week or once every other week on air, and if you want to participate, you come to the chat room and we discuss each character, we build the characters, we build the plot, we build everything, and you get credit for it if you help. So there's some details that need to be worked out with it, but that's something that needs to at least get started in February, and I'd like to have the first episode in April.
That's pretty great.
It's kind of like the timeline I'm thinking of. So those are the 3 main things we want to work in February. What?
420. Boom!
Whoa, what if we started it on 420? That'd be something.
It would be a date.
That would be something.
I like 13s, too.
And it started on April 13th?
No. 420, 13 would be a Saturday night.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's when we want to start. Maybe that's when we started. I'll have to check with Mr. 420 Watch.
All right.
Excellent. This is the
It's
other.
gonna be so great.
This is the other band we debuted. So that what you just heard was Magnificent Birds of Prey. You're gonna hear a lot more from that band. You'll probably hear them in Band vs. Band in the next couple weeks. This is Jim and the Crickets. This was actually a live track.
No, you don't say.
Yeah. So, that's pretty much it. Do we have any major events coming up this week? Our feature band of the week is going to be Sam Page, who we just talked about. That's why I didn't play Sam's song all the way through, because you're going to hear another Sam Page song at the end of this podcast. He's our feature band this week in order to help celebrate his brand new album, full-length album, Breach. It's excellent. Even though Amber took him out, I think... I don't know. I think on any other day in Band vs. Band, Sam could have taken it. I mean, he had a lot of positive response. He's a great songwriter. He did. So we're gonna hear Sam Page in heavy rotation all week long to help celebrate his new album Breach, which you can get at sampagemusic.com.
We definitely are.
Also this week, we have kind of a weird thing going on. Wednesday night, Thursday nights, the Stoner Jesus Show, 10 to midnight, and 420 Watch, who we were just talking about, does Midnight Meltdown from midnight to 2 a.m. Instead of doing that Thursday night, they're doing their shows Wednesday night.
Why?
10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Why?
Because what's normally on Wednesday night, the rotation radio, they have a big special in New York City that they're doing.
Is it a specials, John?
It's a singles.
Singles, John?
Yeah, it's for it's a Valentine's Day
I don't
celebration.
even know what that means.
It's sponsored by I Hate Steven Singer.
I love Steven Singer.
So they're going to be live from New York City on Thursday, the 7th.
I haven't thought of a singles John in over a decade, Dustin.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with that, luckily. I mean, I couldn't imagine.
I don't even know what that means. Let's go to a singles jump.
I hear, I listen to their show, and I listen to Velivish's show, and, stuff where there's single people talking about single things.
It's the worst.
And I'm like, thank God I'm not single. I couldn't deal with it anymore.
Another one of our friends is planning a big singles event up in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
Pittsfield, Massachusetts, to be exact.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's for her radio station.
I gotcha.
It's pretty funny.
Wow. It's just a
I
horrible
would never
thought.
want to go to a singles thing in my life.
It's tough, though. We talked about that last week.
Internet is not a singles thing.
That's why it's...
No,
I'm saying that's why it's really understandable to go to the internet.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm not going to that. I'm not doing speed
Well, you're
dating.
married. You don't
Even
have
if I was
to.
single, I wouldn't do speed dating.
If you were single and not having luck for 5-6 years with a relationship, wouldn't you be willing to try things?
No vagina for 5-6 years?
Yeah.
Or no steady vagina for 5-6 years?
No steady. I'm saying maybe once every 4, 6, 8
No. I probably would speed date the shit out of it.
months. Speed me up.
Speed me up, Scotty. Making our shitty Star Trek references, which took over the chat room today.
Yeah, chat room was big on Star Trek today. I don't know. Oh, it's because of the T-Fury shirt. This is one of the bands that are going to be in Band vs. Band this week. They're called E-Mute. They're a UK band. And we debuted them a couple weeks ago. You probably heard them on this podcast if you listened to every episode. As these guys, the Fox and the Hounds, another female-fronted band. They're also going to be in Band vs. Band this week.
I remember when they were the debut band.
Right. We debuted them. Everyone liked them. So, boom. They're in Band vs. Band.
That's how it works for you if you're in a band and you're listening to this stellar podcast.
Exactly.
And you listen to it this far. Jesus, send us it and say, I listened to the podcast when Kron said, if you listen this far, you're automatically in Band vs. Band.
Yeah.
Well, you'll put you in Band vs. Band.
Yeah.
You don't even need to go through this process.
So, that being said, I think it's time for us to get out of here.
Yeah,
right?
You're right. You're right. So that's a free ticket for someone.
Free ticket to Band vs. Band. Lucky you.
That's right.
A couple things to keep in mind.
I think Amber Ladd would call herself a lucky duck.
I think she's really appreciated this whole process.
I absolutely do too. I'm tying this thing in a bow.
What I love about
do that.
Amber Ladd is that she got it. And there's a lot, Magnificent Birds of Prey, who you just heard a little bit earlier.
M.O.B.
Lyle from them. They got it too. The show is meant to make it fun to introduce yourself to new music of independent artists. It's supposed to be that way.
I wanted to use
contest.
the same phrase
Phrase.
that you said. That Amber definitely got what we're trying to fucking do here, and it was pretty nice.
Yeah, and a couple bands, Hiding Scarlet, Drew, those guys get it.
I'm telling you. Oh yeah.
A lot. There's a handful that do. There's plenty that don't. But I love it when somebody does.
That's why I played Amber. I said last night I was sitting in my house and I was like, I like to play the song in the beginning and think about it for a minute. I was like, just play some fucking Amber because I think she got what we're trying to do with this thing.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to realize that.
Exactly.
So if Amber listens to the podcast the whole way through, she gets some nice words.
So
if not,
So you're hearing the Fox and the Hounds right now. We're going to leave you with the feature band of the week this coming up week, as we always do. Sam Page.
That's nice.
And we'll have a new episode next weekend. In the meantime, tune in to us. You get more of us every day. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, like
Sometimes you get Gavin. You know what's weird? We had this rotating crew coming in for a while.
now they hate us now.
Everybody disappeared. Some of them moved to California. Some of them, I guess it was just Kurt.
Yeah, I think Brooke just needs to be invited.
That's
She's like a
ridiculous.
vampire.
Brooke is a part of the station. She should know better.
She's a vampire. She needs to be invited. Man, you want me to invite her someday soon?
Yeah, she
All
should
right.
be here.
I told her.
Invite her to the podcast.
I told her she should just do the podcast with us every week.
That would be fun.
We'll have to plan it.
I think she likes live, though, which I get. A lot of people do.
You know what? When you roll with us, you get what we give you, and that's how you do it.
You got a good point.
That's right.
All right, let's get out of here with some Sam Page. We'll see you we'll see you on Monday.
Bye.
Gashouse Radio. Gashouse Radio. Featured Band of the Week.
Something more that I could do if I only knew. If I only knew. Now I know. 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 Shake the crime stick. Shake the crime stick. Shake the crime stick. Shake the crime stick. Shake the crime stick.